This is a clip from
Health Class.
Check the description for the full episode.
Dude, I gotta rip ass again. You guys gotta talk.
Are you?
I have a story.
Yeah. I want to hear it.
I gotta say, I also have to rip ass.
Let's all rip ass at the same time.
All right, three,
let's hold
2,
hands.
1.
I can't.
More like the fucking.
I want
More like the fucking brap sink. Get him out of here.
Oh.
It's still a clap sync, just with your ass cheeks.
Did I ever talk about the time that I climbed a big mountain, had like a like on a religious
when you went,
pilgrimage
yeah,
day?
you just came back from Ireland.
There's this big fucking mountain in Ireland called Crowpatrick that like one day, like one Sunday a year, a bunch of people show up and they climb it barefoot as like a pilgrimage. I didn't climb it barefoot because that sounds fucking terrible.
Were you there during the Sunday where that was happening?
I was.
Oh,
shit.
shit.
They call it Reek Sunday, so there was like a couple thousand people climbing up and down the mountain when I got there, so it was pretty fun.
Oh my god.
But
That's a lot of people.
So I'm walking up this mountain. It takes me multiple hours to get to the top of this mountain. And I didn't have headphones or anything. I was just kind of like
vibing,
sending it up the mountain. I didn't bring a stick either, which would have been a really good idea because my knees were fucking shot at the end of this. I was just like so pissed because I'm climbing this mountain and people like are talking to me on the way down, and it's like, you know, I'll say like, hey, how's it going? Stuff like that. But I didn't have like an actual conversation with anybody. After like, I think 3 hours of climbing, I finally made it to the top. And then I stood up there for a little bit, just kind of like taking in the view. But then as I start walking back down is where I finally met somebody interesting. There's this like really big, like fat guy. I'm walking down with him and his name's Marty. So I start like chatting with Marty a little bit because it's like, you know, I just basically was like in silence for 3 hours climbing a mountain. I'm tired. I need to go all the way back down. And he's telling me that he's done it like 22 times on Reek Sunday before.
Holy shit.
So he's done it a lot. And we're just like sitting and chatting. And it's like, hey, this is a pretty nice guy. And at some point he says, don't listen to anything my brother tells you. And he was by himself. So I was really confused if he was talking to me or somebody further down the mountain. Because I saw this beet red shirtless guy, like absolutely just beyond sunburn, like bright red, just like talking to a group of people. And I never learned his brother's name because he introduced himself to everybody as a different name every single time when I was walking with him. I think he said John to me. And then like he would like go up to another person. He would talk to him and be like, oh, you know, my name's Patrick. And he just like would keep coming up with different names. So I don't know what his deal was. And I start walking with him and it's way funnier than his brother. Because he just starts lying to people going up the mountain about like how far away they were or like how close they were. Because like I'd only been walking down for like 15 minutes at this point, so like it's still pretty close. You can get up there pretty fast. If he heard anybody complain when we were still near the top of the mountain, he's like, yeah, no, you still got another maybe hour and a half of climbing left to go. Jesus Christ. And he told me he did it 25 times, and I don't know if I believe him based on everything that he was telling everybody else. And then he eventually like stops talking with a group of people. It's like, all right, I've already been on this mountain for a bunch of hours. My family's sitting down at the foot of the mountain in a pub waiting for me to come back. So I'm just gonna keep walking. And then I started taking a break and Marty's brother caught up to me. And the first thing he does is like put his hand on my shoulder and look at a woman that was just about to pass me and go, when you get up there, do you want to come back down here and meet up with us and we can go back up, me and my buddy John? And he points at me. And says, are about to head back up a third time.
What, dude?
And then I like...
He was trying so hard to wingman you. Holy shit.
I gave him like a cursey laugh, and then I got up and we started walking again, and he was just, you know, following me because we're both going down the mountain. There's one path down the mountain. And my sister keeps like texting me every 25 minutes to make sure that I didn't like fall and hurt myself because I was doing this by myself. And one of the times I looked down at my phone, he goes, oh, who you responded to there? I was like, oh, it's my sister. She's sitting at the pub. And he tells me, he says, text your sister. I've fallen and broken my leg. You have to come up here and carry me down.
What?
I didn't do that. I kept going, and occasionally like I would turn around and see if Marty's brother was still following me. I never saw him again after that. I don't know what happened to him. It's only one path down the mountain. I don't know where he went.
Disappeared into the fucking ether.
And then I got sagely advice from a man in a big hat while walking down the hill. Ooh. So that was pretty exciting. And then it was immediately ruined because I opened up my phone and I looked at Discord, and everybody in the Discord that I said, hey, I'm climbing a big fucking mountain, I'll be right back, said pics or it didn't happen. Pics or it didn't happen. It was like 8 responses of that.
And you forgot to take a fucking
I took
pics.
a bunch of pictures.
Oh.
Did you take a picture of Marty and his brother John?
I should have.
No, John,
listen,
that's John.
Listen,
Important
This
question.
is John.
there was
a
a
nutsack in one of them.
I did not.
I went, dude. You should have. Fuck.
I didn't. I should have though, because there was a bright red man just lying to people going down a mountain on a religious pilgrimage. I think I might have met the devil.
That's when someone asks me, where do you see yourself in 20 years? I'm gonna say bright red, lying, trolling
red
people
man.
on a mountain in Ireland.